A very common question type in section 2 is labeling a diagram, plan or map, where you have to complete labels on a visual. You may have to select your answers from a list of questions on the question paper or identifying the missing words from the recording which fit into the form, notes, and etc. In this case, you should not change the words from the recording in any way and should keep the word limit stated in the instruction. When you need to select your answers from a list, there are always more items in the list than the places given on the picture. There are some useful techniques to remember on how to approach the task. In the golden minute, when you're reading the questions, there is no real keyword involved here, as you don't have the nice bulky text. These signposts here are the connections and relations between different sections of the diagram or map, and because the numbers of the labels on the plan follow the order of the recording, these connections can guide you to focus on the important parts of the picture. To better understand connections and relations in diagrams, there are some important words that you need to remember. I've listed the useful words here in different screenshots. I try to add a visual or a graphic which helps you understand the meaning of each word. I classified them into shape, qualities, parts, position, and material. I encourage you to have a look at the words, to take your time and memorize these words, because they can be really helpful in guiding you through the listening task in order to follow the connections between different parts of the picture and find the answers. So please take your time, pause the recording, have a very deep look at the different words and memorize them. There are some predefined labels in the picture, which can replace the keywords and help us follow the course of the information. Normally, you don't have to label every room, and some of them already have the label. When you are following the connections between different parts of the picture, these predefined labels work as a guide, which lead your transition from one part of the picture to the other part. Remember, usually you hear the exact word as what is already written on the label, so there is no paraphrased form involved, and actually it can help you a lot. Another useful technique is to locate your position at the start of the talk. At the beginning of the talk, the speaker always has a starting point. You should start following the talk from the starting point on the picture, and as the talk progresses, follow the diagram or map by making connections between its parts or sections after hearing the words indicating shapes, relative positions, or locations. Of course, as I explained before, predefined labels can help you a great deal. As I explained before, the starting points on the maps are usually somewhere like an entrance or a landmark, such as water fountains in a garden or box office in a movie theater. For diagrams, There is usually a very clear and easy to understand explanation of a certain shape or location in the picture, which makes the starting point of the talk. Remember that you hear the answers always in the same order as the questions. So, after finding your starting point, follow the picture in the order of the questions and identify the pre-filled labels around each question. When you hear those labels, which play the role of keywords in this question type, get alert and concentrate to hear the answers and write them down. Of course, by repeating that procedure, you transit from one section of the diagram or map to the next section and find all the answers.